What's up, Cannasaurs? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also, the channel that was created by a retail investor for retail investors and home to the best MJ community. Today is Saturday, October 19th. Hope you're doing well. In this video, we're going to be doing another rapid fire news update, but this time the period October 12th to the 18th. And again, it's not a deep dive detail or anything like that. It's just a high level overview in case you missed it. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. All right, I'm still a little under the weather today, so I'll try to get through this as quickly as possible. A little stuffy. I thought I was over the worst of it, but it just continues to linger. But hopefully back to normal here in a week or so. Happy 6th anniversary to Canadian MJ legalization, Cannasaurs as well. So this week on the 17th, Canada reached its 6 years since it took the pioneering step in legalizing cannabis at the federal level. So the rest of the world is watching, and we've been a great steward of this industry, and really starting to advocate for global reform. And I think we're seeing it. And speaking of global reform, major cannabis policy announcements in Slovenia and Czechia. So again, this is just a game theory that continues to play out, right? Once one major country, Germany, two major countries, it's just a matter of time before they all follow. Also, speaking of the U.S. House bill to deschedule marijuana nationwide and allow expungements gains 96th sponsor. And this comes after Kamala Harris endorses full-blown federal legalization as well. She said that she wants to roll out national marijuana legalization plan, pledging to make it law of the land. So right on cue, we knew it would be 10, 20 days before the election, and Trump really starting to take advantage of all the swing states. And in my opinion, it's going to be those swing states, and it's going to be those younger voters that really decide the election. But right now, it's pretty much Trump by a landslide. And again, I'm not political. I can't even vote. I'm Canadian, and I don't care. I just want what's best for MJ, and what's best for MJ is if both these parties start to pump the ever-loving hell out of MJ leading into November 5th. That's what I hope for. But I'm kind of like Tilray CEO Erwin Simon. I don't think it really matters who takes office. I think both are going to be very pro MJ, and I think 2025 is going to be the year where we get reform, whether it be rescheduling or movement on descheduling in the U.S. Also, Trulieve to hold third quarter 2024 results in conference call on November 5th, 2024. Nevis Brands also be interviewing CEO John Keeper again on Monday. So if anybody does have any questions for John, please let me know. They announced their licensing agreement and product release of major hemp-derived THC beverages. So they're one of the leading brands in terms of beverages in the U.S., and they had some really great financials as well for their Q3 2024 financials. They had an increase of 345% in EBITDA. So love to see it. Again, I'll be interviewing them on Monday, so keep an eye out for that. And if you have any questions, let me know. Flora Growth to distribute Storz & Bickel medical vaporizers in Australia. And we know that Storz & Bickel is a subsidiary of Canopy Growth. Also, every state voting on MJ initiatives next month. So it goes through Arkansas, Florida, obviously the big one. I think they're going to pass that. Nebraska, we have North Dakota, Oregon, South Dakota. So we're already at 38 states legal in some form, and we have 24 states legal at the adult use level. Florida could become the 25th. So half the U.S. It's just a matter of time before the states and the people have spoken, and it'll just be a matter of time before the federal government has to catch up to state law. Trulieve to open Florida medical MJ dispensaries in Bonita Springs and St. Augustine, and they'll also be opening a dispensary in Orlando, Florida. Mary Jones named Best D9 THC infused soda for root beer and berry lemonade. So if you've tried these, let me know. These are coming to Canada as well. I don't think it's the hemp derived ones. I think it's going to be the actual cannabis drinks. So they were starting in Ontario, getting a lot of great feedback from it so far. But let me know if you've tried those, what you think of those. And Tilray will be bringing those to Ontario to start. Kamala Harris blames marijuana rescheduling delay on the DEA bureaucracy while defending her own prosecutorial record. Geez, say that 5 times fast. But yeah, the DEA obviously, just kind of going through the motions, doing what they need to do, and in fact of the fact that they're having the administrative hearing, I think that's overall a good thing because it's going to make this thing more bulletproof and go through the due process that we know that must happen, right? But at the end of the day, we're just basically buying time at this point. They're just buying time. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when, not if. So while it's frustrating that we got all these delays, change of mindset. It's only ever going to happen once. More time to accumulate. Also, Ascend Wellness Holdings third quarter 2024 earnings conference call on Tuesday, November 12th. We also had Tilray announcing their fall craft beer lineup. They already kind of announced the Shock Top Twisted Pretzel. That one's interesting. I would really like to try it though. Yeah, this one here, pumpkin ale. Man, yeah, those do look good. If anybody's tried the Twisted Pretzel, let me know. A little bit of an odd flavor for a beer, in my opinion, but I don't know. I think I'd like it. So yeah, they got a few different options there. Pumpkin ale, I'd be down to try those as well. But yeah, love the craft beer. I'm from Alberta. We call it Alberta, and there's just craft beer everywhere. It's so popular. It's not even funny. New Florida MJ campaign ad shows Trump endorsing legalization ballot initiative. A lot of people questioning whether or not he's just using that to gain votes, or if he's actually going to do anything with regards to reform and with rescheduling. If it's just all smoke and mirrors, but I think he will be good for the MJ overall. It'll be very, very pro states, and right now the states have spoken, right? So almost half of them legal at the adult use level, and yeah, I mean overall, if I were to pick one, I would say probably the Dems would be a little bit better for MJ, but at the end of the day, I don't think it matters. I think either side of the aisle, we're going to get reform done, and this industry is going to really start to turn the page. We're gonna see major momentum shifting in 2025 and beyond, in my opinion, regardless of which political party takes office November 5th. Also, Cresco Labs to report third quarter 2024 financial results on November 8th, 2024, as earnings season continues, and Canopy Growth further improves balance sheet with early prepayment to reduce term loan by US $100 million and ensures maturity extension to at least December 2026. So love to see it. Also, Germany's medical MJ sales to exceed 455 million euros in 2024, report says. So this is crazy. Actually, it's $455 million, but they're on pace to exceed a record 420 million euros. So love the number there for 420. I mean, just imagine, right? If you're able to get 10% of that, right? And then eventually maybe, 15, 20% market share. And cannabis sales spiked 21% in Canada's most populated province. So Ontario sold over $1 billion worth of marijuana during, I guess, H1. That would be the first half of 2024. H1 than it was last year. So yeah, I assume that means first half. But yeah, Canada's biggest province. So love to see it. Rescheduling could expand medical MJ beyond dispensaries. So Schedule 3 in the U.S. could open doors to more patients, more doctors, and even insurance coverage. And that's something that we have here in Canada. I did an interview as well with Avacana CEO. So if you haven't seen that, you can check it out. But he does talk about how a lot of their revenue does basically qualify for those insurance claims. Also, analysis here, a report from Bloomberg Law that cannabis rescheduling unlocks pharma's next frontier. So what do we know about this industry? It's been being held back. Any new disruptive industry, it's a great alternative to opioids and a great alternative to alcohol, smoking, things like that, right? Tobacco. People who might find relief in smoking a joint versus a cigarette. So it's a healthier alternative there. It's a healthier alternative in regards to recreational. Alcohol is poison. This is medicine. And I think like almost 500,000 people in the U.S. die every year just from alcohol. So It's no wonder that these big alcohol, these big tobacco firms, these big pharma firms, they are being disrupted, and they're trying to slow the industry down as long as they can. And a lot of the biggest donors for these political campaigns are coming from big pharma, right? So they're trying to slow it down as long as they can. And like I said, I used to work for a pharmaceutical company, a multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical company that was involved in the opioid whole crisis and was fined billions of dollars. And like I said, the talk of the town for about 2 years, they could not, I repeat, they could not stop talking about cannabinoid based medicine. And that was just the talk of the town for at least a couple of years. So you can tell that they're trying to get their paws all over it, right? And they're just trying to slow it down long enough. And then with hemp as well, right? You have to wonder, like, why are they allowing all these loopholes with hemp and hemp derived HDD9 beverages, right? It's, in my opinion, it's to make it look like, every Joe and Jane, every mom and pop small, investor or small guy or gal can get into the industry. That's social equity and whatnot. But what they're really doing is they're just trying to make it as difficult as possible, whether it be high excise taxes, whether it be fierce competition, whether it be, 280E in the US. They're just trying to stall it as long as possible so that these producers, we're already seeing it in California, like these producers just can't keep their doors open because there's so much competition, there's price compression, there's price wars, and there's all this high taxation. And some people are getting into the industry, opening up a dispensary or getting involved in the MJ industry, and they don't even know what 280E is, right? So that's huge. So in my opinion, they're just trying to weed everybody out, no pun intended, so that they can make way for the companies, the big alcohol, big tobacco, big pharmas, because those companies that are backed by those big parts of the, whether it be pharma or alcohol, tobacco, they have the deep pockets, right? They have the money to weather the storm, and they'll just, go public, tap the equity markets, whatever they need to do, and dilute to get them, to weather the storm and to get them to the next frontier, if you will. Also, the cannabis company to report third quarter 2024 results on November 7th, 2024. And IIPR to report 2024 third quarter results as well. That'll be after market close on Wednesday, November 6th. As earnings season continues in full effect. Pennsylvania, MJ Billboard highlights joint support for legalization from Harris and Trump and the state's governor. So this could be another one to fall. But I do think Florida is going to be the biggest one and could be the biggest in the US and maybe even the biggest market in the world. Also, CBD found to damage cancer cells and halt growth in oral cancer study. So a study set to publish in the journal Archives of Oral Biology in January 2025 explores the potential biological effects of CBD on oral squamous cell carcinoma cells. So again, medicine of the future. You couple this with, reform and, the walls come down with regards to, research and studies. It's going to be easier to do that as we see reform in the US and across the world. But then with AI, right? AI from a cultivation standpoint, AI from, big data and, adding that to the mix, it's going to be incredible, some of these scientific breakthroughs that we're able to discover just from the help of, all these reforms and making it easier and accessible to do research and studies, but also using AI to our advantage and maybe discovering things that maybe the human mind can't do it. Right. So exciting times ahead, but going in it there. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you again on the next one.